What Crazy Eddie can teach us about real estate this week on The Brian Murray Show. Welcome to The Brian Murray Show, a real estate show, New Jersey style. This week's discussion point, what Crazy Eddie can teach us about real estate. For anyone lucky enough to be in the New York area or get New York TV in the 80s, you're familiar with Crazy Eddie. I happen to grow up in Massachusetts. I had cable. We used to get Channel 11, WPIX, and WOR Channel 9. Those were the two stations. One was Mets, one was Yankees. Still a Red Sox fan, thankfully. However, I used to watch a lot of shows on PIX and WOR, especially The Honeymooners were on there. I can't really think of what else, but other things like that. And the best part were the commercials. They did have commercials for this place called Action Park, which looked awesome. Never got to go to. Heard the stories, read the book. Now I have more appreciation for those commercials. However, they also had the Crazy Eddie commercials. And anybody who hasn't had a chance to watch one, I'm going to insert one right here into the show so that you can see what I'm talking about. But the big tagline was, Crazy Eddie, the prices are so low, they're insane. And the guy would go crazy, insane. And it was awesome. And it's like, you never knew what the commercial was going to be because they shot all kinds. It wasn't the same boring commercial over and over and over. Like they just did hundreds of these awesome commercials where the guy would just talk super fast, yell loud, prices so low, they're insane.
Hold the mistletoe, because it's a Crazy Eddie Christmas blowout blitz. Crazy Eddie's got everything you could possibly need for Christmas, and it's all on sale now. TVs, VCR, stereo systems, telephones, telephone answering machines, anything and everything in home entertainment, and lots of home appliances, too. Remember, we are not undersold, we will not be undersold, we cannot be undersold, and we mean it. Santa knows that the best deals in town are at Crazy Eddie's during Crazy Eddie's Christmas blowout blitz. See Crazy Eddie now, his prices are insane. Hit me, ha ha ha.
What does Crazy Eddie tell us about the real estate market? One is, I don't know if the prices were insane because I never got to go to a Crazy Eddie, but you would walk in there with an expectation, I would imagine, that you're going to get a deal. I don't know if you're going to get a deal, but at that time there was no internet, so it was really hard to price, shop, compare, but you had that feeling like, wow, the commercials are saying it's insane. There's an awesome commercial. I want to go there. I want to experience it. And I'm probably going to get a good deal. So that's what real estate is. It's about expectation. It's about, if you're a seller, setting expectations for the buyers that your house is awesome and that they're going to get a good home, that everything is clean, everything is very well maintained, everything is up to date. That's what I mean by a good deal, that things don't look dated. The appliances, the light switches don't look dated. The outlets don't look dated. The little things don't look dated. That's what we're talking about, good deal. On the buy side. So on the buy side, the same kind of a thing where, a good deal means that you're excited about the market. You're excited about what's happening. You're excited about, there's momentum. There's energy. Every time you're going into a place, there might be another buyer before you. There might be another buyer after you. You might go to an open house where, there's a bunch of people there. It's the energy and the juice that it's like, wow, something's happening. I need to get in on it. Prices are so low. They're insane. So that's what Crazy Eddie can teach us both as a buyer and a seller about the real estate market. Now, as a realtor, hired professional that you use, my job is to help the seller really make it for the buyers so that they feel like everything is awesome and insane. And it's also for the buyers to take a little bit of that noise out of the market and say, well, slow down a little bit here. Let's look at the good and not get too caught up with the crowd as well, but also know where your position is in the market. So thank you, Crazy Eddie, for this week's discussion point. So here we are, end of March 2021. I'm not going to do March numbers, like an overall March number for this week. It's really March 31st, so we can look back at all of March. But Hoboken, Jersey City, I'm doing weekly numbers because that's where we are. We're Forget the March monthly numbers, except for one number. And I'm just going to throw this number out at you right here. And I'm just going to use the Hoboken number for example. In the 19 years that I have been tracking the market, never has there been a time where the number of condos in the last month has reached 127. And that's what it did in March. 127. That's about 20 more than any other month in 19 years. So if you're not thinking that the market is insane, it is insane. The market is insane. There are 197 condos available in Hoboken. About half of those are 30 days or less. Like I just said, the under contracts are booming. That means you have about a month and a half of inventory. A seller's market is 3 months or less. You're at a month and a half. Prices are starting to rise rapidly. You're going to start seeing the prices come out, and you're going to start seeing numbers like 5% increase from the bottom of the market, the COVID market. That's 5%, and that doesn't even count what's coming down the pipe. You're going to start to see closings at 5%. Right now, 90 closings in the last 30 days. 90 closings is a big number. It's a big number for March. The average discount was 1.75%, but forget that discount. That's going to be gone. It's gone now. It's gone in April. It's gone in May. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Jersey City, same thing. You want to talk about discount? Zero. Let me go again. You want to talk about the discount in Jersey City? Zero. Actually, you're paying slightly over ask on average for everything in downtown Jersey City. On average, over ask. On average, over ask. Sold 70 condos in March, downtown Jersey City. There's 202 on the market, and 78 went under contract in March. So let's talk about that. That's about 2.5 months of inventory. Still a seller's market. Look at the average price of the ones that sold, and that's a past number. And the discount was zero. What's going to happen in the future? Prices tick, tick, tick up. Tick, 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 tick. And the sellers are going to push and push and push until somebody's saying, hey, no more, no more, no more. Right now, that's what I'm telling my sellers right now. Push, push, pedal on the metal. You got buyers out there, they're hungry, the interest rates are low. Guess what my sellers are doing? They're pushing. Push, 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 push. So that's the market for the end of March, Hoboken, Jersey City. You heard it here first. If you want more detail, you want to be able to take advantage of this market, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Seller, whatever it is, call me, because certain segments are just insane and others are insane. The good, the bad, the insane. So the good. Hey, there's a new Shake Shack on Washington Street in Hoboken. I went by it the other day on grand opening morning. I went at 11 o'clock, same time as they opened. I was surprised there was no line. So I said, okay, well, I wasn't planning on having a burger and fries at 11 a.m., but I went in and I had one because, almost like where it's like that really crowded place that now you can get in. It's sort of like an Augustino's or whatever. Even if you just ate a meal and you walk by and they have an empty table, you're like, well, yeah, I'll have the pork chop with the hot peppers because I never get the pork chop with the hot peppers, and there it is. So I eat another second meal. Same kind of thing with the Shake Shack. So the good was, hey, it's open. I walked in. I even got a little free tote bag. The bad, a lot of growing pains. A lot of growing pains there on the Shake Shack. It took 12 to 15 minutes. It took 12 to 15 minutes for my order to come out. It was a burger and fries from a burger and fries place. 12 to 15 minutes when there were 4 other people in the place and like 1,000 people behind the counters and 1,000 cooks and people chanting and cheering, and you had I know you had the corporate Shake Shack people there kind of monitoring everything. A little bit of the growing pains. I think I should have gotten more than a little tote bag, honestly, for having to wait 15 minutes for a burger and fries, like maybe a free burger and fries. But hey, that's just me. I'm not pushing Shake Shack to reach out to me to give me a free burger and fries. I just think that customer service wise, it was a little wonky at that particular time. And then curiously, the next day I'm walking by there in the evening about, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And there's somebody outside on the sidewalk, like one of the Shake Shack people, handing out fries in these little cups. Now, fries to me are kind of a personal thing. And not from I want to be hidden about them, but one, I don't want my wife to know that I eat fries. But number two, I really like fries that are hot. Cold fries are, it's not like Chinese food or pizza. Cold fries are like maybe one of the worst things. And now you're walking outside and it's about 45 degrees and you got this little tray with like these little fries on it. How long does it take before those fries get cold? I don't know, pretty quickly, probably quicker than I would like. I passed on the fries at that particular point, mainly because I had them the day before. I didn't really like them, even though they were kind of hot. And I knew I wouldn't like them cold. So that's the good and the bad. And one insane thing is I just saw that Newport Pier down on 6th Street in Jersey City, they're looking to put up some 33-story towers on that pier and, blow that whole thing out. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Just more building. Next thing you know, they're going to be kind of moving out into that water further and further, and then maybe we get a bridge or two right across, in New York and Jersey City's connected. I don't understand why Hoboken has several piers that are kind of underdeveloped or underutilized. We got one that's all covered in cement. I think that they would put something on there that people would use other than cement. It's just dumb. Then you got another one that's like all dilapidated and, all it does is attract drunks that go out there and fall into the water, or people taking selfies and get hurt. I don't get it. Why don't we clean those up and add some space to the city? So that's the good, the bad, and the insane. And just one more, I'll leave you with one quote from Crazy Eddie. Our prices are so low, they're insane. Love Crazy Eddie. Check it out. That's today's show. Thank you so much, as always, for watching The Brian Murray Show. All episodes of The Brian Murray Show can be found at themurraypropertygroup.com/blog. That is where every episode lives, even little market segments, daily market, weekly market reports, monthly market reports. Great insight for buyers and for sellers. Come check it on out. I do appreciate your likes, your comments, your shares on LinkedIn, on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page, or even on the website. You can also find property on the website, because actually that's what I do for a living, is help people buy, sell property. So yes, this is all good entertainment, but the property part is kind of important. So thanks so much for all of that. Do appreciate it. And as always, if there's anything that you disagreed with in this show, please reach out to me directly and I'll show you why you're wrong. Thanks for watching.